Hi, I'm back again with another section from my book, Finding Yoyu. And if you've been following along, then you know that last week we talked about spiders. And if you're not into those kinds of creepy crawly things, rest assured, this week they will not be making a presence. Today I'm going to talk about Okasan, which means mother in Japanese. And I want to share about one of the things that I'm really proud of that we did, one of the things that we really got right in all the years and the time that we spent taking care of her. So let me get started. Akira stayed with us for a week. We went into town nearly every day to visit his mother and run errands. Okasan had already been transferred from the big hospital where she had surgery to the local hospital where they were keeping her for another 3 to 6 weeks doing rehabilitation. Okasan was doing great. We could all see her getting stronger, and she started to walk again during her rehab sessions. Factoring in the remaining weeks of rehab, there was still no way she would be able to do all the cooking and cleaning again after she came home. Fortunately, the previous year, we got Okasan set up with a care manager who had arranged for a helper to come in once a week. On one of the trips into town, we made it a point to check in with her care manager. We were hoping Okasan would now qualify for even more help from social services once she was home again. With all the regrets and what ifs, getting Okasan signed up for social services the year before is one thing I'm proud of and that I can say we did right. It had felt like I was talking to a blank wall whenever I tried to get the rest of the family to see the importance of getting Okasan and Otosan enrolled in social services. It was a lot easier to ignore the problems. It was easier for the boys to say, "Yeah, but she won't want any strangers coming in to clean her home. Yeah, but she won't want to go to day service. Yeah, it's a good idea, but we don't have time this trip to go to City Hall. Yeah, but. Enrolling them in social services was one of those things that seemed like a good idea, but no one was willing to jump in and do it. I was adamant, though, and kept nagging until on one of our trips the year before, we made the rounds to all of the offices and got Okasan enrolled. It is a big, huge, gargantuan pain in the rear, and yet so worth it. If I have any advice to people who have parents living far away, it is to get them enrolled in a support system before you or they think they need it. We started out by suggesting Okasan have some meals delivered. Of course, she resisted, but we convinced her it would be good to know how the system worked and that she could take those days off and not worry about feeding Otosan. That worked. Okasan wasn't at all interested in going to day service and refused that option. She did enjoy having a care manager visit once a month and a helper come once a week to check on her and do a little light cleaning. I'm so glad we had already arranged this. It made it much easier to request additional help in her now weakened but getting stronger condition. Even though Otosan was too healthy and active to qualify for any social services, we were able to make arrangements so that after I left Hiroshima, they would have meals delivered several times a week. It was still early July, and we coordinated with Akira's brother so that at least one of us would be with Otosan and Okasan until September. Then, in September, the extra meals would start coming and Okasan's caregiver would be back. At the time, it seemed like it would be enough. Well, it really wasn't enough. And we learned a lot after that, which I'll share more of later. And of course, you know, if you've been following along, that eventually they do come to live with us in Tokyo. But those social services did help us in the beginning a lot. And because we had gotten them signed up early ahead of time before they really, really needed it, it was so helpful then to get other things added on. And Okasan's care manager was one of the people that we were able to talk to confirm really what her situation was and what we could do to help her and when it was time that we couldn't ignore the situation anymore. So I just really, really want to strongly urge anybody who might be listening or watching, if you have older parents, And if you are one of those older parents, that you yourself start looking into what services are available, please do it now before you need it. Don't wait. Don't wait until you need it. So anyway, that's all for today. Next week, we're going to be talking about fairies, Bigfoot, and a goddess. Until then, bye for now.